just going to be honest with you. He just takes no interest in the program at all. He says he's always going to watch. Don't care. I'm just telling you. Delano, yeah, I do remember a couple of those now. Okay. This Friday, update episode number 7. Of course, the last one was in August, the last Friday of August 2020, and then we did one at the end of April. We're doing them every 4 months, so the next one will be in April of 2021. Of it, I had said that I don't think that this episode was going to be that long, and now it's almost 4 hours long. It's going to be one of the longer ones. In fact, I think the first one I did in 2018 was the longest simply because I was doing updates going back to the full start of the program. So it was almost 2 years of stuff. Whereas this, just 4 months, and it's almost 4 hours long. So a lot of updates. And one of the major themes of this update episode, is we're going to be looking for a lot of trials in 2021. Andrea Bowman, Dennis Bowman, Austin Pivo, his murder. I just mentioned Kamisha Hollis, maybe Steve Pankey, Jonathan Estes, just mentioned earlier with the stilling of the Bobcat. They're lining up. And, of course, Zoe Campos, Carlos Rodriguez has still not stood trial. So we got a lot of trials that should be happening in 2021 if COVID will let it happen. So that's a major theme of this update episode. And as I stated, I did all of them, and then Vicki Wilkerson died, and then this unique Harris information. So I tacked those on at the end. And, of course, some of the other ones that are very recent. The Robbie Hurt, could there be something there with those remains found near his truck? And then I also got to include Bradley Brooks and those remains being found. So some of these things are very, very new, not just from a month ago or, October, but just within the last week. And I have to predict then, once this update episode comes out this Friday, that you just watch. In January, probably some things will happen. And then, of course, I'll talk about it in the live show. But as far as an update episode, I won't be able to talk about them on an episode until April. So it's like 3 hours and 50 minutes, something like that. I haven't really had any complaints on the length of the episodes. This is just what you do. And I know it's very unique how long these episodes can be, just for, the disappearances that we do, of course, just recently with Robin Abrams' disappearance, for example, revisiting that. Cameron Remmer's episode was very long. Tom Brown's episode was very long. Sometimes that's just what it takes. I don't think there's a lot of filler in those episodes. I think that, when I do that beginning part, it's only 8 minutes long between setting everything up, a little bit of Unfound news. It's only 8 minutes. And then with the interviews, I try to make sure that it's information packed. And then my summation at the end usually are not that long, 3 or 4 minutes. So, if it's going to be that long, I want to make sure that there's a lot of information that's being covered. It's just not, back and forth, banter that I think you do get a lot of podcasts that are just an hour long, and if there's co-hosts for half of that, they're just jabbering back and forth. So I'd like to think it's like the most information-packed podcast out there, even though some of these episodes can be very long. But I still think the average episode is only 2 hours long, a little under that. And of course, Bonnie Santiago's last week was probably one of the shorter ones. And mainly because there's just not a lot of information. If there's a lot of information, it's long. If there's not a lot of information, it's short. It's less than average. So this Friday, update episode number 7. So you're just going to have me talking this week. No, I want everybody emailing me and saying, hey, I couldn't hear the guest this week. So what did we do tonight? We did a lot. Unfortunately, my computer over here is locking up. We covered a lot tonight. We talked about, unfortunately, the passing of Vicki Wilkerson. I showed you the card that I got from Paula. I showed you the gift I got from Kim. Showed you one of the more interesting purchases that I had. Talked about Valencia Harris, talked about scammers, talked about, Patreon, no blog this week. I'd love to do a recap as I usually do, but there we go. Is this going to unlock? I don't know why it's just doing this. But it's been a weird live show tonight. YouTube messing me up, and then my Dell laptop over here having a mind of its own. But I enjoyed talking to all of you. I hope all of you have a beautiful Christmas. And I hope you have a very safe New Year. Yes, the update episode is coming out on Friday, Christmas Day. And yes, next Friday's episode, I'll be doing the interview on Sunday. We'll be coming on New Year's Day. So I'll wish you a Merry Christmas now. And then next Wednesday for the live show next week, I'll hope that you have a Happy New Year. Do not forget to hit the like button before you leave tonight. Let's see if it's going to let me do this. Hold on. I want to go through the list again just because. Dad's here. He's going to get his tooth pulled on Sunday. Bonnie Santiago poll. Bradley Brooks. Valencia Harris. Robbie Hurt. Adventures with a Purpose. Linda Stoltfus. Scammers. Vicky Wilkerson. Patreon. No blog this week. Upcoming disappearance. Had a discussion with the main investigator. Took some fantastic questions tonight. I'm glad I could do a little show and tell. And then finally, update episode number 7 this Friday. Good night, everyone. Thank you all. Sorry for the problems at the beginning. I'll try to get those sorted out so we're a little smoother next week. Good night.